Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. It's me, Van from Wargames ID, and we're back. Wow, it's been a while since I'm doing Sif video, and I think now that I have this brand new toy, I think it's time to shoot some more battle reports, shall we? So just a little bit of disclaimer for this Martell starter box. So this is a gift given by CMON Asia. It's sort of like an advanced copy to us. I think realistically it's going to be on sale in the Asia region at about November, and I'll tell you the reason why. It's sort of like a different release kind of thing, and it has to do with something of the content inside of this box specifically. So I've been given this sort of like as like an advanced copy to sort of unbox, do a little bit of content, and shoot some battle reports, and it's going to be exciting. And let's crack it up. So if you're new to Civ and sort of like wondering what's the best place for me to play Civ, this is probably the best place to start. The starter set boxes itself. Now, I'll tell you one of the biggest reasons. So let's start first with the box illustration itself. We have a pretty cool box here depicting sort of like all the characters, sort of like the main characters of the Martell, and sort of in like a nice visual here, right here. So one of the reasons why this box is not released yet in Asia, or at least is going to be released in November, is because this is a new sort of box coming in from CMON, what you call the multi-language box. And I'll tell you what this means real quick, as long as I can pop this thing off the top. Voila! Alright, now as you can see right there, the box itself comes in sort of like a different language. You got, I believe, I think tactics board is there somewhere. So obviously we've played using this box before. I think I was using it for like sort of like a demo in like the Civ store, and so I think some of the contents here might be either missing or it's somewhere there. But the biggest change is that we have sort of three different board in terms of the language here. We got one of them is traditional Chinese, and one of them is simplified Chinese, and one of them is English. So we have three languages inside one box. I made a joke to the CMON guy saying that, can we have a Malayu version sometime soon, because it covers Singapore, Malaysia, as well as Indonesia. And we'll see. So a lot of these new strategies sort of to cater in the new segments of the market. Of course, we then also comes in with sort of these two different rule books. One is Chinese, one is also, well, the flag here is UK/American, American, but this is mostly for English. And I believe there's one more for traditional Chinese. So we got three different rule books. They're pretty much similar, should be like the 2021 version. So a lot of it is still relatively the same, it's just that the language is different. Plus you get some of, I believe this is not a new art. But yeah, all of it will come in sort of like three different languages. So these are the contents of the boxes, everything you'd find in a starter, plus a bit more extra because of the sort of the language that you have in the boxes. But other than that, nothing changes inside the boxes. Again, a lot of these stuff, there's three different things, one for each different languages, and also these are the contents of the box. So this is the English version, this is the two languages. So it's just a lot of different prints from this type, which is a little bit different. So let's look at this from like sort of the Chinese language. We got 7 cards, sort of like this card. We got 3 different NCU cards, 3 different extra information cards, 4 unit cards, 1 rulebook, 1 ruler, 1 castle wall, 26 tactics deck, 12 this is sort of the Storm of Swords scenarios, 1 additional card in order to like explain like what the rules are, 1 tactics board, 24 missions, 10 missions, the first player token, the turn order D3, 10 dice, and these tokens. Again, because we played this game, sort of like the language is quite universal, so that's pretty cool to have that it's being expanded to different types of language to cater people who speaking maybe in a bit of a different language. Civ for me is a universal language, so I play from people from across the world, and we all speak sort of like the same language. Again, this is sort of like the terrain pieces. So everything you need to play Civ, it's all inside this box. You got your terrains right here. You got a bit of measuring stick. I think the measuring stick is somewhere in the middle because there's 3 layers, and all the tokens you ever need to play Civ. Yeah, nothing changes from this one. And then here comes the goodies. All right. Okay, cool. So like I said, I've already sleeved them. I got this cool sleeve here from Blitz Minis, the Unbowed, Unbent, Unbroken. Really, really freaking cool. And now, again, these are the unit cards. Luckily for Martell, these are sort of updated in terms of their cards. So, yeah, like again, 3 different languages. You got the 3 spearmen. So I think let's go through it quickly. We got this. We got the dervishes. This is the castle wall. It comes in with 3 different languages. These are just these are the water garden zones. All right, this is a new mechanic for Martell. There can only be one of this water garden zone in the game if you have multiple of Doran, and it only is if you control that particular Doran's NCU. I believe the name is Doran Martell, Prince of Dorn. So there's 2 different types of Doran Martell, Prince of Dorn, as well as I think Lord of Sunspear, which is the NCU commander. So water garden. As while you control the zone, opponents do not count as controlling tactic zones for abilities or tactics cards, and on your opponent's next turn, they must activate the combat unit if possible. So this is a really cool sort of zone. It allows you a degree of control over what your opponent should do, and also it nullifies a lot of their cards that relies on zones. We got the 3 sort of cards that you need for just to make sure that you know what you're doing. The description on conditions, attack abilities, panic tests, and attack bonuses. And then go to the unit cards. I think let's quickly pick one here. So let's start first with, I believe, Spearmen, because they're sort of like the most basic troops that Martell have. Here we go, Martell Spearmen. Okay, Martell Spearmen. The Martell Spearmen is they're very good for what their point cost is. I think it's 5 points. They have sort of like almost a paper thin armor at 5+, but they have decent morale 6. But they have 2 abilities that's very relevant. First is set for charge, so they get to punch first whenever they get successfully attacked. Charge from the front or flank, very powerful ability. And the second one is tactical reposition, so they can shift 3 inches to bring extra movement forward. So a lot of these Martell units, you can take a read of their flavor text here for a bit. A lot of their Martell units are designed sort of to be lightly armored. They have decent morale, but they sort of, you don't really want them in a prolonged battle. There's of course the Royal Guard, but Royal Guard doesn't come in the starter. The starter comes with 2 Spearmen, Dervishes, as well as the Sand Skirmishers. So these are the Spearmen. Again, you have different languages for them, sort of just to complement the multi-language box scenario that we have. And then the second one that we have is Sunspear Dervishes. So these are 6 points of 4+ armor. Like, honestly speaking, when I look at these guys, I don't imagine them having 4+ armor. Like, I was sort of, you know, I was expecting the Spearmen to have 4+, but these guys are the one with the 4+. So this is 6 points with Swift Retreat. When an enemy completes a melee attack on his unit, you may perform a retreat action. Dervish Blades, Precision, and when they have to attack someone who hasn't activated, they gain crit blow. And also they have elusive escape, so whenever they retreat, you cannot pivot, and they also become weakened. So they're very good at sort of hit and run. They have speed of 6 and also like a decent attack profile. So this is sort of like your main hit and run unit. Again, comes in with different languages as well. And then lastly speaking, we have the I think this is Sand Skirmisher. I'm just wondering where the card is. Again, I might have misplaced those cards because I was looking at them. Oh, here we go. I think I found them. The Sand Skirmishes. So Sand Skirmishers have sort of like 2 abilities on top of them. The first one is Quick Fire. So you've seen this in Ranger Hunters. They're not probably as good as Ranger Hunters because they have after they punch they get to retreat, but they also coupled in with a Scout opening, so they can also be a support unit. They have again better armor than the Ranger Hunters, 4+ and 6, and they have a decent range profile at 3, 7, 5, 4 and speed of 6. So these are sort of like almost discounted Ranger Hunters. They're of course at the same point at 7 cost, but you know, there's sort of a different purpose in the Martell army. They're sort of like the scout that's operating on the sideline, and then they give sort of the scout opening to their guys, so the rest of the guys can hit much harder. So those are the cards, and then these ones are there's a lot of these cards. So you'll be using a lot of these objective cards in the objectives that requires you to put these on. These are the objectives 1 to 12. This one is the Chinese and traditional Chinese version. I believe you use these on Winds of Winter as well as Darkwing Darkverse, the green objective, and in the blue objective you use them in sort of most other scenarios. There's just a bunch of these cards. Please don't misplace some of them, because it's very annoying if you if you just leave them out and then they're gone and you have to find them and bloody blah. You know what? Which reminds me, I should just put these back in the sleeve, in the thing right here. I don't wanna misplace them at all. Especially these Water Garden Zone, man. If I misplace one of them, things will get very dicey, because I don't know like what they do. And yeah, so I'm just gonna put them here and just pop them back in just to be safe. Now, the next one is the unit cards. So again, we have a bunch of these things. I'm not gonna go through most of them, but it's just that they have it in different languages. Again, you see traditional Chinese or simplified Chinese. I can't tell the difference. I'm sorry, I'm not a native Chinese speaker, or I can't speak Chinese. So you just have to trust my word on this. And this is sort of the Storm of Sword objectives. I know it's just for funsies, but it's there. You know, different. Here we go. This is the Storm of Sword scenario, and just continuing on to the rest of the things. And these are the MCU cards. Again, multiple different copies and just some sort of reminder for them. There's a lot of these cards that's here, so we're just gonna pop them back in and hoping that we're not gonna miss, you know, any of them. By the way, if you're wondering why the hell do I have a Herman Uller right here, that's right. We've also gotten Martell Heroes 1, and we're gonna unbox them in a bit. So this is sort of just like a spoiler for, you know, Herman Uller, but in the let's just hide it for now. But in the starter set, you get two different commanders. We got Oberyn Martell, Prince of Dorne, and Doran Martell, Lord of Sunspear. Keep in mind that if you bring Doran Martell, Lord of Sunspear, you can't bring the Water Garden Zone. And this is very cool. The Doran Martell NCU is really cool because it is the only sort of NCU in the game that comes in with a guy on the battlefield. So if you bring this Doran Martell NCU, you also get to bring Arya Hota, which acts as a sort of his proxy on the battlefield. This is really cool. And then the Doran Martell NCU card becomes then the one that gives buffs and abilities to this unit right here. So this is a really cool concept. And yeah, so let's continue with the unboxing. Dices, hell yeah! I love these sort of dices that always they have from CMON here. These are the Martell dices, as you can see with the logo of the Pierce Sun. Very cool. So this is the D6 and this is the D3. Again, you need them for this dice. I think this much is enough, especially if you're running Martell, because I think their maximum dice is 7. 8 with the Courage and Boldness. So this is sort of like the first part. That's where the cards are. And now we go on to the units. So we got this unit trays, 4 unit trays, because you get 4 infantry boxes. These are just your box standard, infantry boxes, so nothing much to comment on that note. And then we come to the piece de la resistance, the units themselves. This is what you're paying for most of the time in this type of boxes. Come in with a very nice orange plastic in the Dorne color, or sort of the Martell color. Really freaking cool. Let's open these bad boys up real quickly now. Keep in mind that a lot of these things also comes in with their own banner. So I believe some of the sculpt has at least between 3 to 4 sculpts each of those units, and then they come in with a bannerman. The bannerman does nothing. It's just sort of like a visual coolness they have to the units, just to sort of accentuate the fact that they're holding a banner, etc. So I'm just gonna take off these man, I can't for the life of me take off these stupid what's that called, tapes. There you go. I can't even English. Apparently English is very difficult. All right, now that's off. Let's pop them out and throw it out on the floor. Undignified. Let's fucking go. All right, cool. Here we go. Now, let's take a bit of moment to appreciate the quality of the models right here. These are pre-assembled plastic sculpts, and let's pick up one. Let's pick up Aria Hota right here. I want you guys to sort of take a look at this and appreciate the quality of the model. Maybe let's shed some light into it. Just the details that you put inside this pre-sculpted model, as in it comes in already pre-assembled, is just staggering. It's really cool, and I think this is one of the key selling points that they have for Civ, is that the out-of-the-box experience is literally out of the box. I can just pick up a tray right here, and then just put these spearmen into the tray, and within I don't know 5 minutes, I can play. I just put these guys in, no worries. Pick up where's the bannerman? Oh, let's just put these guys in as a bannerman, because why not? This is meant to be the bannerman for a dervish, but hey, it's just for demo purposes. And then I'm just gonna put these spearmen into the trays right here, and within I don't know 5 minutes in total, you get all of them. So this is, I think, one of the core design that Civ has as a game, and it's really one of the key strengths of the game, the out-of-the-box experience. And then let's just put Oberyn Martell. Let's just appreciate the sculpt right here. Mr. Oberyn Martell here leading a unit of spearmen, and then done. You have it, a unit of spearmen with Oberyn Martell as an attachment, ready to serve you on the battlefield. And then the rest of the experience is like that. You can just open these up and then just assemble them, and then within 5 minutes you get to play it immediately. And these are not some shoddily made sculpt. These are very well made sculpts, very solid plastic, and they're really good. So anyway, the starter set itself comes in with 4 minis, as in 4 different units. We got the 2 spearmen. These are the spearmen. We got a dervish. So the dervish is sort of the dual wielding dagger guys. And then we got the skirmishers. These are the bow wielding Assassin's Creed looking, I believe, girls right here. And then we have some of the attachments. So these are the attachment of the dervishes, I believe, the dervish captain. And then we got the NCU. I believe this is, God, I still can't remember what her name is. Is it Ilaria? It is Ilaria, isn't it? Oh man, I'm so gonna get flamed for this. I don't know my own it is oh man, yeah. If people in the comment section will flame me, go ahead. I don't mind being flamed. This is Aria Hota, the captain of the guard, and then we have the plotter himself, Mr. Durand Martell, in his fancy looking wheelchair right here. So again, if you're done with your boxes, you can literally just put them back where they came from. Just put them back here, and then suddenly that's it. That's your experience in cleaning up. So again, this is sort of what I would say the key experience for Civ is. There's a lot of care and attention being put into the design of these boxes, so it really maximizes your out of the box experience. It's really designed for sort of a pick up and play. You don't need a lot of storage options in order to store these guys. Once you're done, that's it. Go back in the thing, and then we're done. So this is the starter set of the Martell. I believe this is the multi-language box set of the Martell. It comes in with different types of language. I believe for the ones in Asia, it comes in with Chinese, English, and traditional Chinese. I believe there are some also in the European region, but I'm not too sure what kind of language is there. Now, this is not the end yet, as in there will be more videos after this. We're gonna open up Sunspear Royal Guard. We're gonna open up Martell Heroes 1 and a few other units that we have for the Martell set. So keep in tune, stay for next video, and please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Have a good one. Bye for now.